to pluck it away. Now does Gonzaga run a little bit of clock here, leading by 7, coming up on 3 minutes. Bolden gives it up to Pargo off the fake. Wants to get a little bit closer. Bowles his way in. No foul. Bolden, no, from 3. And Simpson with the rebound. St. Mary's led by 9 in the first half. And Bennett will take a timeout. Timeout St. Mary's with 2:45 to go. Bidding for their 20th win of the season.
You know, going back to Randy Bennett, just revisiting that, Dave. An outstanding reputation, and similar to Bruce Weber as a longtime loyal. Sears led Santa Clara to a Final Four. And of course, under Phil Wolpert, 60 consecutive wins, back-to-back national titles during the Bill Russell, Casey Jones era. And then Steve Nash at Santa Clara with Dick Davey had that nice run in the mid-90s. St. Mary's under Ernie Kent, Lynn Nance made appearances in the NCAA tournament. And
great basketball out here. By the way, happy birthday wishes to Bill Russell, number 75.
Well, and most recently, speaking of the West Coast Conference, Mark Few has had a dynamic run. It all started with Dan Munson, who then turned it over, passed the baton to a longtime assistant at Gonzaga, and Coach Few has elevated really the gold standard of the West Coast Conference to another level.
Well, in doing it again tonight, this game was dead even at halftime. And now Gonzaga threatening to pull away. Heitfeld with 18, also 10 rebounds. But on the other side, Diamond Simpson with 12 points and 15 rebounds. NASCAR now coming up next as soon as we wrap it up here from the campus of St. Mary's.
And you never know. Gonzaga may just be getting ready to round into form, Dave. They may be getting ready to close out conference with momentum in February and March.
Well, they stepped out of conference, their annual matchup with Memphis, and took it on the chin. They played pretty well here tonight.
And considering it's a road game in particular, good swarm in the post like bees on honey, alertly covering down on Diamond Simpson.
And Gonzaga takes it away.
That's a great smother on the post.
Gonzaga with 11 steals, and Steve, 8 of them in the second half. A huge reason they are in the lead here. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. Pargo jumping in the lane, swatted away by Samham. And
staff, but when you don't have a Patty Mills, leading scorer, leading playmaker, the one that's got the swagger, the confidence to take a game over, it is so tough when you lose someone like that in mid-season. It's one thing when you have a player graduate, you have a full off season and non-conference games to kind of adjust or retool with a new group. But so difficult in mid-stride once the ship is left port.
Yeah, your point well made too. It's beyond points with Mills. It is 19 points a game. He's a terrific passer. He's their best foul shooter, but he's their heart and soul.
Everything is just more difficult. And a big part of their attack is ball screens. He comes off ball screens as well as any point guard in the country.
Bolden running some clock around the back. Here's Day. That could have been a Gonzaga with 11 steals, and Steve, 8 of them in the second half. A huge reason they are in the lead here. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. Pargo jumping in the lane, swatted away by Samham. And Bill Russell-like kept it in play.
Good observation there.
Steindl straight on, nothing but air. Well, it looked pretty good coming off his hand, but he didn't touch anything.
And Dave, this is the tough stretch of the game for the Gales. They've given a valiant effort, an admirable effort, well-devised game plan and schemes by Randy Bennett and the staff. But when you don't have a Patty Mills, leading scorer, leading playmaker, the one that's got the swagger, the confidence to take a game over, it is so tough when you lose someone like that in mid-season. It's one thing when you have a player graduate, you have a full off season and non-conference games to kind of adjust or retool with a new group. But so difficult in mid-stride once the ship is left port.
And your point well made too. It's beyond points with Mills. It is 19 points a game. He's a terrific passer. He's their best foul shooter, but he's their heart and soul.
Everything is just more difficult. And a big part of their attack is ball screens. He comes off ball screens as well as any point guard in the country.
Bolden running some clock around the back. Here's Day. could have been a dagger. A minute 22 left. That one stripped away by Wayne Hunter. He wants to do it down the lane. And another timeout by Randy Bennett. Timeout St. Mary's. 1:17 to go. They're still in it.
And ball security once again haunting both these teams. Empty possessions. If there's been a real positive for St. Mary's, it's the emergence of Hunter.
Well, Heitfeld has emerged big time in this one. The senior out of Clarkston, Washington. He has been hammering away at that glass tonight and scoring as well. He's pretty much done it all. Bolden has 21 points, but Heitfeld with 18 points, 10 rebounds, and he's also made 9 of 10 foul shots.
And if the big fella's playing with confidence and putting up productive numbers, that bodes well for the Zags as they try and find their stride and peak at the right time of the year coming down the stretch.
Heitfeld came in averaging 14 and 7. Gonzaga with the basketball here. St. Mary's has the possession arrow.
Patty Mills encouraging the fans to get off their fannies here at McKeon.
But it has a sad tone to it because he's got that big cast on that hand.
It is heartbreaking if you're a St. Mary's fan.
Gonzaga trying to break the press. Downs does with a pass to Bolden. Bolden at 74% at the line.
Let's take a look at late game execution, understanding time and score. Want to get a good look at the basket.
Downs their best foul shooter. Here's a foul of 55.9 seconds, and it'll be Day to go to shoot.
And I like that, Dave. Spread the floor, 3 out, put your 2 big men along the baseline, the short corners, or the shadows of the baseline. Get that penetration, you get the help uphill, and now you dump it down or you throw it over the top to the rim to your big.
Walker with the foul. Day's 72% at the free throw line. Seven points tonight.
Well, his production in the second half has been key for the Zagas. I like the fact he takes his time on the free throw. Gets good flexion in the knees. Got a buttery or soft touch. Spent a lot of time in the gym with his father over the years honing those skills.
NASCAR now coming up when we finish up here at St. Mary's. And at 9 Eastern on ESPN, it'll be Ohio State and Wisconsin. I say Georgetown-Syracuse always a great matchup. It wasn't the last time they played.
Well, of course, you're a Syracuse grad, so you have a vested interest there as you watch the Orange. Just revisiting the assistants. Ray Giacoletti was a head coach, Dave, at Eastern Washington, Utah, now on the staff. What an advantage to be able to see on your bench someone who's been there before as a head coach, and you see him lean on Ray Giacoletti as an advisor. Tommy Lloyd, a very capable assistant as well. And of course, Leon Rice, a long-time Gonzaga assistant.
Bolden thought about a baseball pass into Heitfeld. And they go and foul Josh Heitfeld. 72% foul shooter, 1-1.